So I wanted to talk about, excuse all the tabs, just ignore them. I'm in the middle of doing about 100 different things, as you can see. Um, but I was on Twitter I know it's X, but I'm just going to call it Twitter. Okay, am I losing my internet again? Oh my God. All right. So apparently Sparkles and what's his name went over to Nigeria, and we're just going to play a little bit of this, right, for the Invictus games. I mean, I think we all know that. Okay, let's go.
Is there any part of Meg, this 43%, that may have preempted you that she's Nigerian before now? Has any of her actions displayed, besides the main thing, to say, this is a black, this is a Nigerian action?
I feel like
Isn't that bullshit? Is she really though? Yeah, I don't know. That's what she says, but she has the appearance of a white chick. We've gone down this road. All right.
she's going to add to the negative list that we already have in Nigeria. For example, she said Duchess of, what is it called?
Duchess of Sussex.
Sussex, yeah. And
Ah, what's it called? Yeah. Okay.
there she's been branded different names, and then she's going to add to the list of we are known to be terrorists, 419, whatever. And now she's come to join the list of the Brazilian Megan that they call.
Basically, what they're saying is she's a fake and a phony, and she brands herself all different types of different things. She's just a chick from the hood, right? I can assure you she's not. She wouldn't be so stupid. And even she's like almost 45 years old, and she doesn't know how to act, how to behave politely with etiquette. You know, it doesn't take a lot. If you have the right upbringing or are in certain situations where you at least have to try to be on your best behavior, that's going to come naturally to you. You're not going to have to put all kinds of different things on yourself to make yourself relevant. Let's keep going.
Color. She comes in with a diva attitude and all the rest. No, I don't. I'm not proud.
You're not proud.
But rather, I'm more curious as to why she chose to be a Nigerian.
I like her for who she
Why she chose to be Nigerian. Now, this one's trying to be a little bit of an apologist.
is, but she hasn't added value to Nigeria as a country. I'm more interested in what this
Her motive.
DNA thing that they said they did, that she's 43%. I mean, I don't know. I don't trust it unless I am convinced.
I was really shocked. I was like, why Nigerian? Out of all states or country, she chose Nigerian. And how far is that true that she is actually
A
is it
Nigerian.
40 what percent?
43%.
43%. I don't understand.
You want
43% Nigerian. Oh my God. Isn't she? Well, no, that's Obama. Yeah. Um, I thought her dad was like, I don't know. This is the most fucked up group of people I ever, not, I mean, the Markle Sparkle here, Prince Harry is so messed up. It's not even funny.
to see the proof?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Her actions tells me she's not a Nigerian. For example, if a Nigerian girl.
Okay. So I'm going to help out. Her actions do not fit Nigerian. And for example, a Nigerian girl.
But lucky enough or whatever, marry into the royal
Okay, so if she's lucky enough to marry into the royal family,
family, I think she would know what to do.
she would know what to do.
I think she would have respected her in-laws, because that's.
If I'm taking somebody's original work on Twitter, I apologize. So what is this? Is this
the way we were cultured. We have aunties, uncle, we have extended family. She would have respected her extended family. And before you know, a Nigerian woman would have earned the
Her body language is a bit strange here. She seems to want to interrupt, but okay.
queen's love and respect that she would start cooking jollof rice within the royal families. And I believe the queen would have been eating jollof rice before she passed away.
And that would have been better for
That
her.
would have been that then.
What they're saying is family matters, respect for the family matters. I mean, the Black community, believe it or not, okay, is I gotta be careful here. My window's open, and I don't want to say who my neighbors are, but um, okay, so I have to be a little bit quiet here. But there is a more they are more conservative and all about family, and very very into God. Okay.
Then I would have known she's a Nigerian woman. In all of the things that she has done, nothing. The only thing that I could say probably linked her to a Nigerian is that she looked pretty like Nigerian women.
Ah, this
That's
is
right.
That's all. She looked
I'd say I don't really think she looks pretty. I think she looks like she's had a. Okay. I think all of these women are more naturally pretty than Megan is. She's clearly either doctoring the photos or is on some sort of weight loss regimen that has made her look very unhealthy. Her nose has been operated on so many times it's completely bleeped up. She has veins popping out of her forehead from all the Botox and fillers. It looks to me almost like she has a chin implant now. You see that? Um, uh, okay.
she looked pretty
Yeah.
like a Nigerian woman.
she's a
And she has a
beautiful.
sense of fashion like a Nigerian woman.
True.
Does
Other
she?
than that, in terms of mannerism, she's completely zero.
You don't approve of her actions, even when she's trying to explain that is tough here. You think a Nigerian woman would have handled it
Oh,
differently.
yes.
Yes, they will handle it differently. I mean, we're talking about royal family. It's big,
Yeah.
it's culture. She needed to actually back down and just kind of like, flow with whatever. Because all those things she put out there, they were all negatives about the royal family. I mean, you coming out there
And I think I've talked about that before multiple times. Um, Instead of just, I mean, I honestly, my mom was always bitching about her in laws, and it drove me so crazy that I made a conscious choice um, when I started dating my husband. I made a conscious choice. Now, this was in 1991. And I mean, I was out. I remember we were out on, well, he had a BMW motorcycle at the time. And I was dressed very, I don't want to say like I had a black lace, like Calvin Klein bra showing exposed intentionally for fashion purposes as sort of like and then I had a black tank top over that and a pair of short shorts on. And he takes me to meet his mother. And I was so uncomfortable like that for the first time. And I thought, I just felt like shrinking, but I don't even think I had a jacket with me. It was very, very hot out, probably 90 degrees out. And, had I known that, I would have, completely dressed differently. So I was so uncomfortable, but I still tried to be on my best behavior anyway. It's sort of like the Friends episode when Rachel has a nightie on and she tried to tell, you know, um, her boyfriend, his parents, that she, that it was a new fashion. So it was clear that I was just kind of having fun with fashion to anyone else, but to an extremely conservative, sort of button down family. They were all, much older than him, to an, older family in 1991. It looked, you know, I don't want to say, it's sort of like, oh my God, is that what she's wearing, sort of thing. Um, and I just did the best I could as a human being, as a person, and I wanted to get the hell out of there as soon as I possibly could, based on that. But my mom had so many different tensions with her in-laws, and there was so much, garbage constantly floating, that I made a choice right away not to let that shit get to me. I think one time I said something kind of weird under my breath years ago, but other than that, I mean, I put up with some situations that had me, relatively ticked off. And I would talk to him privately about it afterwards, but I, for the most part, just ignored it. I mean, I knew right away that they weren't really working, and I always was doing something, relatively exciting, and where I was learning, when we used to have actual jobs in this country. Um, and, always was working hard to work my way up. And I think that, and it came relatively easy to me at that time. I mean, right now things are kind of at a dead end for people in this country. But if you're looking at, say, the 90s, even the 2000s, yeah, and well, in the 80s, I didn't know these people, but it was, I was always moving ahead, doing more, getting better, having a bonus, blah, blah, blah. And I wouldn't tell them, but he would, because I'd tell, and so I think there was a certain part of jealousy there. Now, do I think there was jealousy in the royal family? No. Do I think that Meghan Markle came off as a wildly inappropriate bitch? Yes. And why do I think that? Well, I'll tell you. I don't believe that her mom or her dad, or for that matter, her siblings, ever told her that she was doing something wrong. I don't necessarily even think her teachers, her boss, anyone. And it could be she was very entitled, and she was a pretty woman. She changed her looks drastically, which in her mind enhanced them, but actually, no. As I've talked about in the past, yes, I've had injections and Botox and that shit, but I haven't since before my accident. And that's been a year, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, a little touch up or something. But actually, I think your skin, if you just take really good care of your skin and don't eat junk food, and don't smoke and stuff like that, I think that now I've gone organic, and I've also cut back on my diet because the organic food is more expensive, and food is much higher in price now, and that's okay. But I think if you do things like that, for example, coffee, just black coffee with some organic milk in it, and I put like a teaspoon of organic sugar, I think that's okay. And I really, I made a fruit smoothie with organic apples. I think if you kind of today, and I have actually all my organic vegetables washed, and I'm going to have a salad, perhaps with some organic tuna. And I'm serious, I am doing everything organic right now. And really, since I started this about 4 months ago, I feel significantly better. And it's a co-op near where I live, and everyone's on the same page there. And I think that that would suit her better. Now, whatever she's doing to her skin right now, and trying to, people have mentioned this Ozempic thing. I'm going to have to go ahead. At first, I thought, well, that's ridiculous, but I'm going to have to say, yeah, okay, I'm going to believe that now. But she, as people are saying, as these women are discussing with this gentleman here, that she came off, and instead of just kind of trying to fit in or just taking a few steps back right away, she lied to the queen right away. The queen wanted to make arrangements for her dad and her family to get to the wedding. She told the queen, no, I'm doing it myself. I have it handled. Now, we discussed this back in June and July and August of 2018. I've got the videos somewhere, unless YouTube pulled them, because they've been pulling shit like mad off my channel. I have another channel that I put stuff up on, and they claim again just a few days ago that I was misinforming the public on the Vaseline issue. And I don't even remember talking about it. It's been so far off my radar. So there's that. But I think that she should have just, instead of saying, this is what I believe her attitude was, what can you do for me? Or excuse me, instead of saying to herself, what can I do for you? She had the attitude, what can you do for me? Which, in my opinion, means she does not love this Prince Harry character. Oh yeah, she has to say it over and over, and oh, we're in love and all that shit. I don't believe there's any love there. There's love there for whatever she can get off of him. But she's ended up making a complete fuck fool of herself, in my opinion. Let's continue on with this. So what they're saying is, hey, she never respected her grandmother. Now, that's very important in the Black culture. God, I hope my neighbor downstairs does not hear me. All right.
There to just damage the royal family like that, and then you think everything is fine, and then all of a sudden you're saying you're Nigerian. No, you're not Nigerian, because we have wives who are married to princes in Nigeria, and they don't act this way. Like
No.
Mr. Dubia rightfully said, they respect. We are very cultured. We respect. We are mannered. We respect our husbands and everything. Even if the
And your
husband
in-laws,
has
yeah.
said, "Oh, I'm taking you out. I don't want to have royal duties anymore," and everything. As a woman, she is meant to be telling Harry to say no. No, because they're all going to think it's me. Please, we can
That's
work it out. We can do this. We
absolutely.
can do that.
Absolutely.
But she didn't. Instead, she ran over there. And now she's saying she's what? Nigerian? No, you're not.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
I think she went into the royal family thinking she's going to change the narrative, and it just didn't work.
No.
And she did not want to work with the people in the palace. She was fighting with Catherine. Nothing was good enough
For her.
for her. You should be proud they even accepted you to come into the
as a divorcee.
Yes,
When she was in the palace, she could have said she was a Nigerian. Then she could have invited us to the palace to give us some advice, give us some coaching, some Nigeria coaching. Yeah.
Now, we're going to look at this in a minute, but I want you to look at her appearance here. It is the most absurd. I don't know if this photo I don't know. I apologize if I'm taking someone else's work. This photo is bizarre, and I hope I can find it. I have a couple pulled up. She's again posing for the camera. She's trying to get the right shot. He looks like he wants to get, I'm sorry, look at the dude. He wants to get the fuck out of there. She's kind of grabbed his hand. And he has this look on his face like, why? Not because of who he's with or whatever, but because he doesn't want to be with her. Maybe maybe he's tired. Maybe he's exhausted. Maybe he wants to do something with the veterans that he's there supposedly supporting. Meghan wasn't there to support veterans with disabilities. She was there to support herself. She I don't particularly like her hair like that, but the dress, my God in heaven, people. That is the ugliest, worst looking dress on the planet. To top it all off, she has either just the padding. I don't believe there's padding built into the dress because it's a mess. It's oversized on the bottom. It's dragging all over grass. It is wrinkled, and she's not wearing a bra, or she has the things over her boobs. Now I'm going to tell you, have I used that? Yeah, in honestly rather fashionable tops that one or two or three, okay, that I had. I wouldn't necessarily with my injury because my body looks deformed right now because of being run over by a Dodge Ram. And I sorry I said it. I'm going to be speaking a little bit more about it. Um, it's still an ongoing case with jury selection coming up in October. So things are very difficult for me. That's why you're not hearing from me. But let's continue on. Yes, I have worn clothing, but they've been tops that I've worn with either jeans or as very, very casual to go out for a drink, not necessarily even indoors, at like an outdoor beer garden we have here in the area on very hot days. But for her on an official visit for her and her organization and her charity, this Archwell bullshit, which is not a charity, it's a money laundering organization, so that she can pay herself and write off pretty much probably everything, including her electric bill and mortgage. My opinion, you know, she looks just wrong. Okay. And he looks really uncomfortable.
How we behave in Nigeria, how we respect our in-laws and stuff like that. Now that she thinks that she is a Nigerian, the only advice I would give to her is she needs to go to Nigeria.
These people are not even, or they do not even seem to recognize her as Nigerian. Now she's saying now that she's Nigerian. They don't even recognize her. It's like they're kind of mocking her, like, oh, I don't know how to explain this. It's almost like they're saying, now that she's, yeah, that'd be like me saying, my hair, I had, I had the roots touched up, the bleach touched up, and it actually looks halfway decent for a change. And I'm running around as a bleach blonde, white as white, but with a Irish skin, a little bit of a ruddy Irish German complexion. I'm totally Western European, and that would be like me saying, "Yeah, I'm Nigerian now." Honestly,
Nigeria and learn some manners.
Well, don't
She needs to go to Nigeria and learn some Nigerian manners.
don't speak.
Yeah, if she was in a palace, I mean,
Yeah.
yes, then,
Yeah.
then she proclaimed that she's Nigerian.
Nigeria.
Then maybe she would have gone to the, what's it called now, our royals back home to sit with the wives and let them give her some coaching on
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
to actually conduct yourself as a royal wife.
ooh, okay. So basically, they don't believe she conducts herself properly. Tend to have to agree with that. Now let's get into a few more articles. Here is Princess Diana in Nigeria back in, I believe, 1991. Okay. And of course they had to, the web has been so cleaned up, and I can't even on my sort of alt search engine that I'm using right now. I mean, it's just bad because I can't find. I have, my memory. Hang on a minute, I have my window open. It's going crazy here. No, the wind's coming in. Feels good though. Okay. I can't find a lot of the searches I wanted to do, but I was pretty sure that I remembered Diana going to, well, they were constant, Diana and Charles were constantly doing tours. And I'm sure that they went to Nigeria. I'm sure they went to Africa. And I was able to find a few things where Meghan was not the main focus. How that ends up on, I did several different worded the searches differently, and she was always coming up, and she's got this thing fucking locked down. I can't even find half the shit I've been looking for, that I was doing videos on just a few years back, but whatever. And here she is, wearing in Nigeria in 1991. Oh yeah, I know it's not 1991. But of course, they have to say ahead of Harry and Meghan's visit. I can't find the original like newspaper pieces or magazine pieces that came out, because this was always in the Enquirer and in the Star. Always. Every week there'd be something to do with Princess Diana. Always. And it was always positive press for her. I don't ever remember there being anything negative except maybe that when she had a weight loss issue. And that was in the 80s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So there, I'm not even going to lie to you about this. There is a Catholic church that, well, actually where I was baptized, and I used to live near there, a little closer to it than what I do now. And the neighborhood obviously has changed, but I've seen, women showing up in full African dress in that church on Sundays. And, they don't go to the grocery store. They do that specifically because they want to be in their traditional dress for Sunday Mass. I know you might not believe that. It's Catholic Church. So she's got a mint green Catherine Walker dress on there. You guys remember when these little bib details were in back at that point? But and there is a Muslim population there, and she's covered up. And this was the normal length of what we considered a full-length skirt back in that time. So she's wearing a full-length dress, 3/4 length sleeves, and a hat there. Very conservative, but as you can see, it matched the women there. Okay. It was officially meant for Prince Charles as future head of the Commonwealth to get to know the region. In reality, it was very much more about getting the right kind of coverage in the British press. Well, okay, so reflected. Okay, I wish we could just go back to that time, but here's Princess Diana during that time. Prince Charles. Everyone said she was in pain and everything was so horrible. I think she looks appropriate, and she seemed happy to me. I think that there has been a lot of revisionist history on the Diana story. I do not want to see any Meghan Markle shit right now. But as you can see, there was a very warm reception. And here's another outfit. And if you would see Meghan Markle right now in beige, they would say, oh my God, Meghan's trying to channel Diana. The most I could see, here she is connecting. Look at the body language, very much connecting with the First Lady, Miriam Babangida. I'm sorry. I apologize for my mispronunciation. They seem to get along well. Well, I believe that Princess Diana was able to get along well with pretty much anyone, personally, because she had that kind of personality, and she was just a genuine warm person. But you could pick up on that from her body language. And P.S. by the way, everyone always has a bad day, but Diana was being friggin' photographed every damn day of the week. So don't forget some of this shit. Excuse me. Um, Again, very conservative dress and appropriate, very businesslike, very conservative. And don't forget, if you're there and Megan is supposedly there for this Invictus bullshit, yeah, you're there for a reason, okay? And um, in especially if she's writing it off on her stupid Archwell shit or the Invictus crap, all these charities and I mean, that's going to be work. That's going to be a tax write off for her. She probably has a negative. Do they still have Schedule Cs out there? She probably has a negative net income coming in just to write everything off. Okay. Um, so, as you can see, this is probably the most casual she got. And here she is talking to some children there. And it's very nice. And then, of course, she went to a leprosy hospital and rehab village in Maiduguri, Nigeria. And that was a big deal. And she was engaging with the leprosy victims at that point. I think she's just turning away to say goodbye now. But look at the smile on the patient's face. Okay. So here's the rehab village in Maiduguri. It's almost like Jesus walking in there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to get snapped for that. Okay. So here we go. Now let's go back to some of the sparkle shit. Nigerians do not like Meghan Markle. Now that was my search. So let's take a look at this. How that compared with what we just saw. I mean, is this a security dude or a photographer? I mean, there's kind of a few people there taking pictures of her, which I'm sure are very tightly controlled. Let's open. Oh, of course, it's people.com. You know, she's got the same people. That is the absolutely, I mean, worst get up and look I've ever seen. Plus, I'm not really sure what's going on with her, but if you look at her skin, it's kind of saggy and it's very saggy for a woman of her age group. So I don't believe she's exercising or working out. I do believe she's taking some sort of a weight loss thing. Let's take a look at Prince Harry's expression here. Is this first and foremost? It looks almost like he has a perm. It almost looks like there were perm rods in his hair before he went there. Clearly, he's doing crop rotation on top of his head. I believe he's getting plugs, but he's kind of got his nose crinkled up and he's like going with the. Meh. You see, the expression on his face is not one of joy or happiness. It's one of unhappiness. Also, he's again wrinkly with the shirt out. And I believe he's wearing lifts. If you look at his shoes and whatnot, why her dress is dragging on the grass is beyond me. But one of the things I noticed, do I see a hemline way up there? It's and it's gapping in front and okay. Just so absurd. Um, oh, oops, I'm sorry. One of the most absurd photos I've ever seen, and I can't get out of here now. I'm sorry. Nigerians do not like Meghan Markle. Okay. So if we look at this picture, we see something that is inexplicable. Her arms look bizarre. She's not doing anything to tone her body right now. Her boobs are missing, and you can see her nipples right here. I don't believe she's doing anything to take care of her body and her health right now. As a matter of fact, whatever she's doing, I believe is harming her. You can see sort of the zipper sticking out here, which should be inside of the seam. So she didn't even dress properly. She's wrinkled up. She still has a very thick middle. That's her problem area, as you can see. Watch that. She has veins and shit popping out all over her face. Her nose is inexplicable. She's just and you can see like all the skin sagging and shit at her elbows. Honestly, you guys know that I've had massive health issues. Um, I, I mean, my arms look like that right now, which my arms are generally toned. So that is sort of inexplicable. I can't believe this. This is just so crazy. Oh, of course, they're doing an Archwell update, as I said, so this visit can go into their negative net worth, negative income, let's put it that way, at the end of the year, because they had to tie that into their Invictus bullshit. So here we have Henry looking bow-legged and as if he has lifts, and oh, I see, it's part of her dress. She's again trying to appear to be cute and engaging with him, and instead comes off as having lots of sagging wrinkles and almost inexplicable for a woman in her 40s. She should have clear, toned skin, glowing and healthy. She has access to anything and everything she needs. She looks, excuse my language, fucking ridiculous. So let's continue on. Fucking A. Let's go on with the search. Nigerians do not like Meghan Markle. Let's look at that is the most fucking ridiculous. Not exactly popular in Nigeria. Nigerians pay no heed to Meghan Markle. Well, we'll try. It's a video. I'm sorry. Well, we don't want, oh my God, a video right now. We could. Nigerians pay no heed. Oh, that's that dude that, okay. Okay, that everyone kind of had to get on the bandwagon, didn't they? Okay, so we're not doing that. Meghan Markle thanks Nigerians for nothing. Blasted for rude interaction during royal tour. Criticized for dressing. Well, we can try to look for this one here. Dressing inappropriately. I have no idea. And she has her hair dyed jet black, almost like she used shoebox dye, and her brows and shit. I'm doing my brows much more cleaned up these days. I find it's a little more fashionable and probably something that might be more attractive on her. She looks fucking absurd. Um, Meghan Markle finds herself once again at the center of controversy, this time for her recent appearance during a school visit. Oh, Lord. Accompanied by her husband, she was on a trip to Nigeria as part of a private 3-day tour focused on raising awareness for mental health. Shit, girl, what the fuck do you know about mental health? I'm serious. You want to know what it's like to have mental health? Constant PTSD? I can tell you what that's all about. Mental health of young people affected by conflicts. What kind of conflicts? And promoting the Invictus Games. See what I'm saying? She puts it under that umbrella, again, so that she has negative income, so she doesn't have to pay as much in taxes at the end of the year. All right. Their arrival in Nigeria is met with a mix of excitement and controversy during the couple's first public engagement at a school. The spotlight turned to Sparkles and her choice of attire. The peach dress she wore, that was her first. Oh my God. Open on the sides and highlighting certain parts of her back and sides. It didn't look attractive. Immediately sparked mixed reactions, while some praised her fashion choice as modern and elegant. Wow. Others deemed it inappropriate. Well, it just looked bad. I mean, there was nothing redeeming about it. There was nothing about it that was attractive. Photos capturing children looking at her with expressions of disapproval further fueled the criticism, sparking a lively online debate about the decency and appropriateness of outfits worn by public figures during official visits. And then I get Kris Jenner. She's got a tumor. Ugh. Okay. Okay. I'm getting the exact same articles. So she switched up her style during Nigeria with a desperate bid to fit in. What? Oh God, what is she doing now? I mean, she looks like she's got a swimsuit on here. I mean, she looks like what's the name of that show? Baywatch. Oh, and now she did an event focusing on women in leadership. Are you kidding me? Megan, a leader? No. She briefly left Harry to make sure he wasn't doing anything. On Saturday, she hosted a panel focused on women's leadership. She wore 3 outfits, attending several events throughout the pair's unofficial royal tour. But it was a striking red number that turned the most heads, her final getup of the evening. Everyone else is covered up. Okay, well, might I say it just seems inappropriate for a women's leadership conference. It has been a whirlwind 24 hours. I thank you. It's all about her. I very quickly got the memo that I need more colors so I can fit in with all of you and your incredible. Why is everything always about her? Okay, so this is pretty much up to her vag, but you can see where her midsection is still the problem. But she had implants removed. Uh, I I can't even explain it. Um, she's tweaked her looks lately. Well, she looks inappropriate in all outfits, so I'm not sure how that's tweaking it. See what I'm saying? This is bullshit. You want to get something interesting. Um, okay. Well, I think that's it. Um, I think that was pretty much a waste of time. But Nigeria right now, with Niger, yeah, they were trying to, the US was trying to, uh, okay, Nigerians, okay, have accused President Bola Tinubu of attempts to plunge the country into a potential war with the Niger Republic. Yeah, that was a big deal. Hmm. Um, yeah. So these African countries are quite conservative. And when you have the West coming in there to push an agenda with the people and with the leadership of those countries, there is a lot of pushback. And there was, I forgot what this stands for, ECO was, decision to invade and restore constitutional order in the neighboring West African country. Yeah, they don't want the US in there, in Niger. Um, and the Biden admin and Newland and a couple of other people in the State Department were trying to push Nigeria into starting a skirmish with Niger. And since we were so knee deep into the shit in Ukraine and in Palestine, wherever, I don't even want to talk about it. That sort of ended. But, the US has been kicked out. I made a mistake online somewhere, but I don't think anybody really knows. But, oh, yeah, France is sticking their nose into it too. But they don't really, they don't want to be influenced by the West because they are very conservative. So, this is just an example. I don't know if they allow, like, things like abortion, for example. Okay. The abortion law states that abortion is illegal unless done to save the life of a. You see what I'm saying? These countries don't want Western values pushed on them. I know that I'm going off into another direction, and I might have lost you, but Meghan Markle symbolizes Western slutism. Yeah, I mean, things like gay marriage, abortion, Nigeria bans same sex. You see what I'm saying? Non Western, more conservative countries don't want the same types of agendas pushed on them because it has destroyed countries like Great Britain and the US. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. But if you look at a country like Ireland right now, they really were taken advantage of, and many people are fighting back at the moment. But Meghan Markle and Prince Harry exemplify everything that is Western degeneracy. And so when she comes in there looking like a right fuck idiotic whore, yeah, it's going to be a problem. I'm just giving you two examples. I'm throwing the shit out there. And I have been studying this for about I was really deep into it. I couldn't even put really two thoughts together for quite a lengthy amount of time. I just, to be honest with you, I don't remember a lot of about 6 months of last year. I've been under a tremendous amount of stress this year. So I'm still trying just to be able to walk again. So it's a big deal for me. Nigeria passes law against gay relationships. See, this is what I'm trying to say. These are very conservative individuals, and Muslim countries are very conservative. And she looked extremely disrespectful towards this. She epitomizes what they do not stand for. I'm not saying all people are like that there in Nigeria or in Africa, but these are conservative countries. And Sparkles Markle, the abortion queen, with all kinds of available naked pictures and porn online, no, she's not their cup of tea necessarily. But if you look at someone like Diana, you can't even. I tell you that these pics have been so scrubbed. Oops. Okay, we're gonna close out, I think. Okay, because that I was just looking up some information on various topics, and I got a cologne brand and all kinds of crap. So you guys have to understand that the West is overly progressive at the moment and is going to make themselves extinct soon. Meghan Markle is sort of the poster girl for that. And she fucked up and fucked people up in the royal family too. And people, as we were listening to in Nigeria and more conservative countries, still, although they are anti-colonialist, they still put things like family as a priority, where Meghan doesn't, where she kind of pretty much takes a shit on anyone that doesn't kiss her behind and tell her she's perfect. That's how it's really, honestly, that's all I can say. But I would have to say she doesn't have a positive image. And if I were her, I mean, I would just do, there's not really much she can do to save her image. And by the way, where are these damn kids right now anyway? Where are they? I mean, do we still have the same pictures that come up, or the same fake? They shared 2 children. Oh, she was born at 7 pounds 11 ounces. Okay. Look at this. This stuff is from years ago. Enjoys a ski trip? I don't believe it. Day before yesterday. Yeah, you can. Yeah, here's the. I thought he had like carrot red hair. This is AI. Oh, this is so fake. That is a doll for sure. Look at this. Okay. Well, if these kids are real, these are the genes you're going to be getting. God. All right. And she's gay. Okay. And lives with her girlfriend. Good God in heaven, this woman is just, I'm sorry, you guys. She just is not an attractive, warm, lovely looking person. It's almost like she tries her, does she brush her teeth? And what is with where is this? It looks like the entryway there's a radiator there. I mean, I have to ask where they are. Okay. I mean, is this in Great Britain? Is this in, I mean, I have radiators like this in my apartment, which is over 100 years old. I mean, where, I don't think they have radiators like that in Cali. Oh, this is supposed to be your kid picking oranges. Uh, oh, this is Archie dressed as a, oh, why they stayed in California. You know what? They do not exist. Don't even get me going on this. All right. Okay.